Yeah, what you're looking at here is a 1952 M38 Jeep. They made 2,135 of these in Windsor at the Ford plant. And what it is it's an improvement on the Second World War Jeep. After the war they said, well, they work pretty good, but how can we make them a little bit better? So what they did was they made them more serviceable in the middle of nowhere. So this grill is actually hinged. You undo a couple of bolts on each side and that'll flip right down out of the way. And they've also got lifting lugs on the motor and transmission, which they didn't before. They went with a waterproof wiring harness. Instead of having to use that lethal asbestos putty, this thing's able to be submerged. So that cutout right there actually is for the snorkel, which runs up the side of the windshield. The one beside it was another thing that they decided to go with, and that's for boosting tanks. They had a problem during the Second World War with tanks and batteries. So as a result, this thing's 24 volt instead of 6. This one's got the Arctic hardtop on it. Not all of them came with it. I usually don't have it on. It's just been sitting all winter. I haven't really used this thing much. But it's my side-by-side, essentially. That's the M100 trailer, which is amphibious. It floats. Haven't tried it yet, but it does float. But I use this thing for retrieving things. Like, that's how we got that Model T out, the one that was buried in the ground. Here it is here, so far. Got the motor and everything working on it. Well, unseized anyway. We haven't started it yet, but anyways. Yeah. So I'm going to try and start this thing. It's been a really long time. It might be dead, but we'll find out. I found this thing way up north, sitting in the woods, and there was an oak tree growing through it. Actually, right through the center, there was no floors left in this at all. I managed to find original floors that had never been installed on one of these, so that's what went in it. Okay, so starting one of these things looks a little complicated. There's no key. You know, this was built for, well, I guess Korean War time period. Last thing you want to be doing is looking for a key when there's people shooting at you. So what you do, that's coil power right here. That's your on-off switch. This throttle here, that's what they called World War II cruise control. This is your choke. And up here is what they call the forwarding device. So when you pull this out, it'll cut air supply off. God, I hate that band. To the air cleaner, and it'll bring it to the snorkel instead. Anyway, 3 gears. This is your four-wheel drive engage or disengage, and this one over here is your high, low, and neutral. So that's neutral on the tranny right there. So I'm turning it on. So now the coil's got power. I don't know if the battery's going to be dead. We're going to find out. I pull the choke out. Pump the crap out of it. This thing's been sitting for months, so. And then the starter button is hidden right up there on the floor. So you put your heel on that one, and you put your toe on the other, and you step down. And that's how you start this thing. So I usually use my other foot too for a little bit of gas. Come on. Wow. Okay, that is the longest it's ever taken to start. But this thing's been sitting since February. And it's now like June, so, you know, it's not bad. very reliable, this thing. I've had and put together Second World War Jeeps, but this, there's something about it. Another thing that they did, this thing smokes too. It's a smoker. I think they all are. Another thing that they did was they took the shovel and the axe off this side and put it on the passenger side. Squeaky belt. But anyway, I put Husky locking hubs. They're from the same time period, 1950s. Eventually they were taken over by Warren. Blackout light. See if I can zoom into that. Focus on it. See that F? That's Ford. And there you have it. Don't steal my Jeep. Have a good day.